Okay, Public Safety Committee meeting on December 7th. Mr. Gwaltney?
Here.
Mr. Wolverton?
Here.
Mr. Jones?
Here.
Mrs. Nelms? Is she on Zoom or anything?
No, she was here a minute ago.
And Mr. Harden?
Here.
All right. You all should have received a copy of the minutes dating from November 16th, 2020. I'll entertain a motion to dispense with the reading and approve of those minutes.
So moved.
Second. Councilor Harden and Councilor Wolverton. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Ayes have it, 5-0. Old business.
You didn't 5 or I didn't, Mr. Nelms?
Oh, I'm sorry, 4-0. Thank you for correcting me. Bad habit. Under old business, 110820, request for consideration of an additional street light to and address traffic concerns on Forest Brook Drive and Delcrest. Councilor Wolverton.
I don't believe last time that they were up, but they are. Those 7 lights that we had originally approved are now up. And so I've talked to Randy Hambley about finding some time for us to go up and look just a little bit further to see how that is now that we've got those original lights put up. So I would move to go ahead and carry this for right now.
Just carry it over?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we'll carry over 110820, and pending follow-up with Randy. Thank you. All right, old business 120820, request to address safety concerns at Hollywood La Prado intersection. Councilors Andrus and Harden. Do you guys have an update? You all?
I think we were waiting on Kimberly Horn to do their study, and I'm not sure what happened with that.
I have that information.
I spoke with Clark Bailey a while ago.
Okay.
We're going to do traffic counts out there this week. And then we'll start the count, probably we'll let them process that. So they should know something by next meeting.
Okay.
If you want to carry it over.
Okay. And I will tell you, I personally experienced it last night, leaving the parade, trying to get over it. A car was coming, and my wheels are turning, and it's a fun time.
All right, if there are no objections, we'll carry over 120820. Old business 160920, request for consideration of a crosswalk over Broadway from Alleyway to Shades Road for school traffic. Councilor Jones and Mayor McCluskey.
Mayor, you had reported back on this. We still had some work to do on this, didn't we?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had talked to Greg Cobb about doing the ramps, and he said he could get the ramps forward in there, and then once they do that, we can do the crosswalk and the signs. So I would recommend sending it out to the full council.
Okay. Then I would make that motion.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and get a second real quick. Sure. So we've got a motion from Councilor Jones. Is there a second? Second. Second from Councilor Harden. Mr. Wolverton.
Hey, Randy, do you know, we had approved those, some ADA accessibility ramping of the curbs over by Hall Kent. Do you know if Craig is looking at doing all that together?
I don't know. I'll have to talk with him, hopefully before he retires.
I would hope, yeah. I guess he had mentioned at the last meeting that it was more so a matter of finding somebody that would take it just because it was not a ton of work. But.
Yeah, I'll talk to him tomorrow.
Okay, just, yeah, if you could remind him that that was on there too.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, so we have a motion and second on the floor. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. All right, the ayes have it, 5-0. All right, 131020, request to add handicap parking spaces on 29th Avenue at new angled spaces. Councilor Andrus.
Yes, I believe Mr. Cobb is on Zoom. He is been working with, GMC's been working with our contractor, and he said he'd be able to discuss it. So I think he is on Zoom. Is that right, Brian?
I don't see him.
He said he will speak to it. And I said, do you know if he's here, Wyatt? Is Greg here? I do. I really need him at 6:45, but I'm texting with him right now, and he said he will speak to it.
Jennifer, I'm here.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, there you go. Go ahead, Greg.
You're talking about the angle parking on 29th,
Yes, sir.
The handicap.
the handicap, yes. Met with Keith Strickland. He's going to meet with our contractor. He said it's a cost-saving move rather than put out a whole bunch of drawings. He's going to meet with the contractor on site and lay it out kind of like I've done the sidewalks in the past, which will save us a whole lot of money on survey cost and engineering fees. So I got that set up. He's meeting with Bulls Construction to get that done, but I don't know exactly what date.
Can I ask a question, Greg, along that same line? I've had two people, and I'm on 18th Street daily, and I don't pay any attention, but two people tell me there's no handicap parking, especially at the light at, I'll use the word central, anywhere around there, that they seem to claim there's a lack of handicap parking along in that area as we go back towards 29th Street. And I can't defend that or deny it. I don't actually know. Andy,
So, well, Mr. Cobb, did you want to add anything, or I can just share some historical, mild
We
historical
plan
info?
on adding a place right in front of the Maple Street Biscuit House for Cannon at the end of this project, and I believe Mr. Gwaltney probably tell you that we were going to do some more work on 18th Street after we finish the current project that will include handicap ramps.
So there was a proposal put forth last year, and I say proposal, a loose set of basically drawings, a four-phase project at about, I think the cost estimate was somewhere in the range of 1.1 to 1.2 million per phase, to go in and make all of 18th Street updated to match what we have on the other end, and that would also include ADA compliance, which when 18th Street was built, the compliance guidelines did not exist. So it is something that we need to look at over the next couple of years, whenever budgets return to normal and we have an opportunity to do so. So would the desire be to carry over 13-10-20 until this is completed to continue getting updates on it?
Yes, thank you.
All right, we'll carry over 13-10-20. New business, 11-11-20, request for consideration of changes to the crosswalk at Oxmoor and St. Charles. Mr. Hambley and I discussed this over email this week. That crosswalk has what appears to be push buttons. It might have been there at one time. The historical information that Randy passed along to me is that the conduit underneath Oxmoor Road has been crushed. So therefore, it can't be used to re-pull those buttons and the wires needed to make that happen. I think this is something we need to consider at some point. I don't know if right now, considering budget constraints, I don't know how much it would cost Mr. Hambley, but having to cut that street, which has been recently paved, obviously doesn't sound very appealing, but ultimately I do feel like we could potentially bore it. One of the ideas I had is if one of the utilities is working in the area, placing all of these small cells that are going up that I'm seeing, if we could co-opt onto their boring and have them pull back a second pipe. I don't know if that's something that's even feasible, but I don't mind reaching out to the vendors performing that work, because I do recognize some of those folks. Just an option. Do you have any idea what it would cost to trench that?
I thought about it the other night. We may actually be able to, if I could get with Berkeley, and we may be able to do trenching it in-house.
Really?
But it is going to be a cut all the way across Oxmoor Road, so it's, they can patch it, but I don't know how well it's going to hold
No.
up.
We've got that patching ordinance. You aren't exempt from it. How about I take this item up with Berkeley and see about what kind of traction we can make? Is that okay with you, Mr. Mayor? Oh, wait, there he is. He's
right there.
Well, that's a patching professional. The only other option would be, like you said, to bore it. And we do have a company that we work with off and on that does underground boring. We would just have to, since it's concrete on both sides of the road.
Yeah, you have to.
They would have to cut it in order to bore it. So I just have to check with them and see what the cost would be.
And there's a lot underground on Oxmoor as well. I know there's at least two 18-tooth
Same
duct
with
banks.
trenches. There's a lot of utilities that run down Optimal Road, so.
And if you would, just let me and Randy maybe together, let's look
Okay.
at it, and we'll go from there.
All right, so we'll carry this item over for additional research. All right, that is the last item on the public safety agenda. We are adjourned.
Mr. Gwaltney, since you have 12 minutes, is there anything you want to get rid of on the table?
Oh, okay, I unadjourn. I see 17, okay, since we're not adjourned. 1709-18, request for consideration of guidelines for a shared mobility ordinance. We could take that one off the table and drop it.
You
Is there a
need it.
motion?
I make a motion to drop 1709-18.
Yes, take it off the table first.
Oh,
So you make a motion to take it off the table?
I'm sorry.
Mr. Harden has made a motion to take it off the
Take it off
table.
the
Is there a
table.
second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Councilman Nelms. No, Councilman Nelms. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, ayes have it, 5-0. Is there a motion to drop this now?
Move to drop.
Thank you, Councilman Jones. Thank you, Councilman Wolverton. There's a motion and a second. All those in favor for dropping this item, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. 1709-18 has been dropped. Anybody else see anything they want to get rid of?
Counselor Gwaltney,
Yes.
I have a question about the first one, 260615, adding a crosswalk on Valley Avenue. Just curious where that was and what's the status?
I honestly am not sure. This was Councilman Taylor's item, yeah. I've slept since then.
That he was wanting to wait on until we got that Valley Avenue work done?
We need a
So
sidewalk.
we have an issue, on our sidewalk list, we have the section from Claremont to Valley View Drive, and it is not currently buildable because of the grade of the land and the driveways that come down, because you have to have a retaining wall on one side, and you can't cut a retaining wall into a driveway. I think that crosswalk was linked to that, but I'll have to email Counselor Thames and ask for any specifics, 'cause I'm not sure.
Okay, and then the Mecca Avenue, but traffic concerns, 03-1118, just curious.
A lot of those were related to traffic coming back the wrong way across Mecca. We had asked for additional police presence to watch for traffic that came over from Frisco and the middle school. They were coming back down and going the wrong way.
Cheating the
I
system.
believe, what's that? I'm sorry.
They were cheating the system. I know.
They're
that.
cheating the
I
system.
watched them do it.
Ultimately, so Mecca is one of those streets that has become an unintended consequence where we have one-way to street, and then it's caused some adverse impacts over there. It really should be a two-way street because it does drive now all of the traffic onto Highland and Irving, and they're both big hills, and I get lots of complaints from neighbors over there about the speed of the traffic coming through. Unfortunately, I don't know that making Mecca back into a two-way is on the table, but that's what that item was put on there for. We could probably drop this item at this point, if I had to guess. Is there a motion to take this item off the table?
I make a motion to take it off the table.
Thank you, Councilor Harden. Excellent. A second by Councilor Nelms. All those in favor for taking this item off the table, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Okay, this item is off the table.
And Councilor Gwaltney, just so you'll know, we did the same thing downtown, with, help me here, we just made one way by Little Donkey.
Reese Street.
Reese Street. And
Well,
what-
there's a
what they-
little bit different story with that street.
Yeah, but what they tell me is people are now using other routes to do the same thing.
Yeah, what we need to do there, that street is important to a one-way because if you looked at the master plan we had previously and the new master plan, it being a connector between our two business districts, we unfortunately have large numbers of families walking their strollers in the
Absolutely.
streets, runners in the streets. It's not a safe environment for them, nor is it well lit. So the one-way was supposed to be followed up with a project at about $250,000 to allow for sidewalks, additional parking, which the merchants, we all know, would love to have additional parking. And the key part of that is the lighting, the sidewalks, and the parking, obviously. That item was not funded this year, but it will be requested next budget cycle. So we're still pending a motion to drop on 03-1118. 18. Motion to drop, Counselor Jones, second by Counselor Wolverton. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, motion has it. 03, 11, 18 has been dropped. Cleaning up the agenda. We have 7 minutes. What else do y'all want to drop?
Andrew, can we, what about 160818?
Mr. Chairman, I would move that we remove 160818 from the table.
There's a motion to remove 160818 onto the table. I'm sorry, off the table. Is there a second?
So,
Hold
Yeah,
on.
let's get it.
I'll second it.
Second by
Let him
Counselor
talk.
Harden. Counselor Wolverton. Comment?
You got to vote on it.
Oh, to get it off the table, I'm sorry. All those in favor of taking this item off the table, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Motion carries 5-0. Comments? Counselor Wolverton. Take your time.
yeah, I got 5 minutes.
6.
You have 2 minutes.
6.
We'll limit discussion to
So-
30 seconds.
So I know this was put on a while back and tabled over a year ago. I had been under the impression that the last 2 homes at the end of Little Oxmoor there, as it comes to West Oxmoor Boulevard, the line for Birmingham is somewhere right around there. I would still like to continue to look at some opportunities for controlling traffic through there, which is the design of the item to begin with. And I know that we can't close off the road, make it a one-way, which had originally been proposed as one of the possible solutions.
Can I make a suggestion though?
Sure.
Because of the way this one is worded, I would suggest we drop this item and then let you do
Sure.
some study on
Yeah.
what those possible ways could be, and
Yeah.
then come back to us with a new item.
Yeah,
Right?
it has to
Because-
do with jurisdiction and who controls what, and the fact that we can't spend municipal dollars in another municipality.
Right,
So-
yeah. So I think we know what the answer to this one is, so if we
Sure.
could drop it, and
Sure.
then we'll bring up a new one if we need to.
Sounds good.
I would
Okay,
move
thank
to
you.
drop, Mr. Chairman.
We have a motion to jump. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Counselor Wolverton. All those in favor of dropping this item, please signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed, nay. The ayes have it, 5-0. 160818 has also been dropped. I would also think that we can drop 100320, request for consideration of crosswalk improvements at Peerless Avenue and Virginia Drive. This was the site where traffic was gracious enough to help us replace the box so that all 4 motions can be read so that the children can cross safely. That has been replaced and it works like a dream.
I would
so-
move that we remove that from the table.
So there's a motion from
Second.
Counselor Harden. All those in favor of taking this item off the table, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. The ayes have it.
Move to drop.
Counselor Jones moves to drop. Is there a second?
Second.
Counselor Harden seconds. All those in favor of dropping 100320, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Ayes have it. 100320 is dropped. Man, that's good business right there. Thank you, President. Appreciate the encouragement. We have one item left on the table, so.
3 minutes to spare.
We will adjourn and let everyone.